Hello, my chalets. Hello, chalets. Hello. It is a beautiful, beautiful sunny day. Look how sunny it is. What? Look at those skies looking at me. Isn't that beautiful? It's a beautiful, beautiful day today. I'm out taking care of some business, and here I am with the topic at hand. Interesting. Hey, Maritza, how are you? How's it going? I kid you not, I saw a stink bug about that big, and it walked across my windshield. And I sprayed it with the water because I didn't want the windshield wiper to kill it. So I sprayed it so it could be kind of slippery to slide on off. It didn't make a mess, so I was happy. But I didn't get out the car. The person that I had with me, I let them out. I'm staying in the car. They're good and safe. I'm good and safe. I'm going to let the stink bugs have their way, okay? Have their way. However, it's in the news, not public news, but it's going around that we need to boycott, or some people say strike, against Uber and Lyft because of the surge prices, the flat surge pricing. There are some cities who are unionized. I've been watching some videos on that. I think Driver Lady Pro, she did something. Hey, Sipping on Fire, how are you? She did a video in reference to there's a certain day at a certain particular time in Chicago they're not supposed to drive. I'm like this. The boycott or the strike has helped some other cities. But if you're going to participate in it, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. If you're going to participate in it, you got to make sure you can sustain at least, if we're going to go hardcore, at least 4 months. Because if we go hardcore, meaning pretty much none of the drivers are driving, I'm quite sure Uber and Lyft would change their minds in a short time. But you have to have, and then I would say add on another month or two of your major bills and be set that way. And so when majority of the drivers are not working, you can join the bandwagon. Now, I haven't worked on Uber and Lyft for, it's been a while. It's been over a month. And my reason is because I usually go out when it surges. However, most cities now are experiencing the flat fee. And for what I see, it's not worth it to me. So I'm not saying that I'm not going to never go out. Hey, Adrian. I'm not saying that I'm going to never go out and do an Uber or Lyft. It's just I'm supplementing my income other ways now, to the point, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to get right back out there again, in a sense. You know, it's like, I know I got to get my inspection done. I got to go get the car fixed tomorrow. I have an appointment to get the oil change. Speaking of oil change, let me tell you something. I think some of these car dealers, they set you up and cause your vehicles to have issues. Why am I saying that? Remember, I was telling you guys about this little ticking noise in the engine when I drive? And it seemed like it was getting worse, like it was metal clanking metal against metal. I said, let me check my oil level. My oil level was pretty much bone dry. And I don't add oil in my car, in my engine, in between oil changes. You shouldn't have to. But I'm finding myself doing this, which makes me think, I know I don't have a leak because I don't see any leaks underneath my car. And the other thing is, they might not be putting enough oil in my car because they have a set price for a certain number of quarts. And when I agree to that number of quarts, who's to say that that's the number of quarts that I need in my vehicle? Because something's wrong. I don't understand it. I'm like, you know what? If I wouldn't have checked my oil, I would have taken my car to the shop on tomorrow and they would have said, oh, Miss So-and-so, you have this problem, that problem, and so on and so forth. Does anyone else have that problem? And as we talk about this strike thing, that's crazy. I was like, I don't believe this. Are you going to be able later? Are you going to be available later today? I want to call you and catch up on things. Been a lot going on. Oh, okay. Yeah. Give me a call. My schedule is kind of like, just give me a call. If I'm available, I definitely will answer, of course, Is it really bad? You need to talk now? I just don't understand it, guys. I don't understand it about the oil thing. And then with the striking thing, something has to give. And they're just taking out more and more. If they just stop taking out more and let us see more of our money would be good. No, not now. Okay. All right. Okay, because I would, if you need to talk right away, okay? So, I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts when it comes to, I'm thinking if you work with other rideshare gigs, maybe pick up more time with them and wane away from working as much with Uber and Lyft until they make some changes. But then on the other hand, you're going to have a person to negotiate with Uber because all of us from every state can't go into the Uber office. There has to be set people. Good morning. Colorado State Guardian. You're going to have people from different states to represent the drivers from that city or state. And so I don't know. I just know something needs to be done. Uber needs to slow down by taking all this extra money from us. And we need to see more of that money ourselves. And it's all on the news. So many things are happening to us as Uber drivers, as well as when it comes to our passengers who we have in the car. This last incident, the particular man runs over the Uber driver on the highway, cuts in front of him. He has something shiny in his hand, looks like something shiny in his hand. Lo and behold, it was his phone. The Uber driver had his gun and shot him. So just think if he didn't have a gun and this man was irate and not even consciously thinking, wait a minute, what am I doing? What if this girl is not my girlfriend that's in this car? Like, what's going on? And then to react the way he did, to cut in front of the man, and it's on a dark road, and you as an Uber driver trying to navigate for one, and then you're on a dark road. What if he never been in that particular area before? And now this guy pulls in front of him in a pickup truck, jumps out the car. It's like, what's going on? And the only thing you have to defend yourself is the gun. Hey, boy, how are you? How's it going? You've been watching the playoff for Fortnite? That's a powerful game. People making some money off of that game. So we are in harm's way. Now, I understand every place is not the same. They're different. You're dealing with different types of personalities, different environments, so on and so forth. Hey, Tony. I'm doing well, DJ. You're on the path to going to class. You should be in class already. So what do you mean? You going to another classroom or something? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Something have to give. And like I said, nothing has happened to me as a female Uber driver, but as I hear these different things, it just makes me apprehensive. Oh, passing period. Okay. Okay. All right. As long as you're doing good in school. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So Uber says they do not allow Uber drivers to carry weapons while driving for them, right? My opinion is that Uber can't dictate how I feel I need to protect myself. True, I agree with you. My thing is this, Colorado. How in the world can Uber terms of service dominate the law of that particular state? I don't understand that, because here in Baltimore, Uber was going to get kicked out of Baltimore if it did not abide by the rules and regulations in terms of transportation. So I don't understand that. But we can hit a panic button to call the police, or we can let the passenger out if we feel threatened. But this threat came a different way. This threat made this man have to pull over. It wasn't his passenger. Someone was after a passenger who he thought was his girlfriend. I don't think Uber should have the right to tell us that we shouldn't carry when the law in that state says that you can. And I understand about the kids and so on and so forth. For one, in the policy, it tells you when the child is with the adult, they should be in the proper seat, car seat, seat belt. So therefore, they should not be roaming anywhere in this area where your steering wheel at to even find a gun. Secondly, you as the driver is not going to leave your car when there are passengers in the car. Thirdly, you are an adult who knows how to protect themselves, like in terms of the gun, how, bullets or whatever. You're going to have it somewhere where you and you only can reach. No one else. And I think if it was possible for Uber and Lyft to take that out of the terms of service, I think a lot of people will act right, because they don't, especially if you're in a city or a state where you can carry. Those particular passengers will think twice. Why? Because they don't know if you're carrying or not. You know what I mean? So I just don't see how Uber can get in there and change that. That just seems so weird to me. It's totally weird to me. No, I don't watch games live stream. Oh, okay. Why should I watch them play when I can play it? That's true. You got a point. I'm able to open carry in Colorado. I plan to do so. Yeah, it's just crazy. Hey, young Byron, how are you? What about sprays for self-defense? Is it prohibited? Well, you want to get a gel spray, because if you get the regular spray and if it's windy or whatever, it's going to come back on you. But the gel spray, you have a better chance of it hitting its target, and then, you can take it from there. I'm a trained former military police officer. I know very well. Trained on weapons use. Right. I'd rather be alive and disregard policy. Yeah, to be dead. I hear you. Sounds like being a Uber driver is hard. Yeah, it is. It's very difficult. I'm glad you're doing good, young. It can be very difficult. Let me see what this message is. Oh, okay. Awesome. I'm gonna get my detox tea today. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yeah, you know what, Colorado, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't know. I wish we could carry here. Okay. I wish we can carry here. My uncle is okay, undercover police in Turkey. He carries always a loaded gun. Yeah. Hey, Tina, how are you? Hi. Don't have any kind of spray. Yeah, it's good to have the gel spray. If you have the gel spray, you can get that from Amazon. And you got to do one of these. You know what I mean? That kind of thing to protect yourself because of you. And I don't know. It makes me kind of angry. It makes me kind of like I'm being pushed in a corner and I have to come out fighting, Okay, DJ, you have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. It just makes me feel like it makes you wonder if you really, you have schoolwork to do. Okay, DJ. All right, do good. Yeah, we are independent contractors, but we are independent contractors based upon a benefit to Uber, not a benefit to ourselves, simply because we don't make the rules and regulations. We have to abide by the rules and regulations, terms of service, the policy, so on and so forth, what Uber and Lyft has put in place. We were not at the round table when they came up with these things. We're only independent contractors based upon you get your own health insurance. You're using your own car. You got to have your own car insurance. Okay. You work when you want to work and you get paid or instant pay or whatever. But we're going to pay you what we feel you should get paid. You can't have it negotiated with us to say, okay, as an independent contractor, this is how much I'm expecting per hour for this particular environment or market. We wasn't a part of that. The independent contracting part is in my book solely to benefit Uber. It's not really benefiting us. It really isn't, because at first they had the surges and you end up finding yourself going out when it's surging. What if you have other things you need to do? You can't go out during those surge times. So now they have a flat rate. The flat rate is another word for surges. So if you don't get out there when it's still a flat rate at it, you're still lost in the sauce. So they're definitely doing things that's benefiting them as a company. As for the drivers, we're gonna have to. The only ones that's gonna look out for us is ourselves, to be honest with you. The more and more I sit back and I look and observe what's really going on, we gotta pay to get inspection done to our vehicles. It's like it's so many, all of these things that we're responsible for. But if you talk to another independent contractor, it's different. They set their price. They set their time. I don't know. It's different. It's different. It still has its good thing, whereas those who have the free time to do it whenever, you can do it. You make that quick couple dollars, fine. Like I always say, if this is working for you, you have no issues, keep doing what you're doing. But if you have an issue, we're going to have to come together in numbers to make a difference. One person can't do it. 1,000 people can't do it. Another thing I do is reject any riders that has below, a 4.5 rating. If you took time to rate the rider, there is an issue and do not take them. Okay. And DJ said it's my last year of school. I try not to fail. Great. Okay, good for you. Good for you. Next time you'll be saying, I'm graduating, going to graduation. Absolutely, DJ. Bam. Yes. And for you too, Tony. Bam. Proud of you guys. Yeah, yeah, I understand. Now, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's see. Let me see. I did take a chance once. I'll put it this way. For a long time, I never looked at the rating for the rider. I just, you know, picked them up. Then once I started paying attention to the rating, this guy was 4 was it 7.6 or 7.3? It was low. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to judge him. I'm going to pick him up and see how it goes with me. And we were talking, and he told me that he was an Uber driver, but he got into an accident and he was no longer driving for Uber, and he would now get rides from Uber drivers. He use Uber as a rider now. And he was saying how some of these cars, they were dirty, smell like weed. The drivers were driving recklessly. So in return, he gave them bad points. But they had an issue with him and gave him bad points. So it was one of those revenge things from what he was sharing with me. So that's the way I put it this way. I try to give a person a fair share until I see something different. And that's just me. Can I get a BAM? LOL. I'm almost done with my master's degree in criminal justice. Well, bam! All right now. I know that's right. Yes. Oh, wow. I'm so proud of you. Colorado. Nice. So criminal justice. So going to be a lawyer? Hey, Aaron C. How are you? To stay at... Yeah, see, Young is a writer. He's a writer. Young Byron, he's a writer. He's in our group here. But, okay, try to keep it at 5 as customers. Okay, I respect all the drivers, and I agree with you. Yeah, it's just one of those things that that it's very, very a serious situation. I'm trying to wait and see if someone comes out. If someone comes out, I have to let it go. You're peachy? Awesome. I'm glad you're peachy. You're peachy. I am, what am I? Grapefruity. That's a good one, isn't it? Bam. Yes, indeed. You're peachy. I'm grapefruity. Oh, fruity. Yeah, there you go. Say that a couple times, twice. No. Anyway, forget it. Okay. Zip. Yeah. But something needs to be done with this Uber thing and with this Lyft thing, because they're really making it very sour for me. I'm not motivated. I'm not motivated at all. I'm really not. I'm starting my PhD in philosophy and criminal justice. Oh, that's pretty cool. Next year, my goal is to become a leader in law enforcement, such as a police chief. Awesome. I want to create change on the negative perception. Awesome. Oh my gosh, that's cool. I'm so proud of you, Colorado. So you're going to be a police chief in your city, your state. That's awesome. I remember years ago, we used to call the officers officer friendly, and they would walk the streets. It was a short time as I was growing up that I can remember that. They would come to our school, and the crime was different. It was a different era, but now you got to think twice before you talk to a police officer, because one, they're not getting paid enough, and these dealers, they get paid like I don't know what, and so then some of these dealers have police officers in their pocket, so you don't know who you're really talking to. It's just one of those situations that When you're dealing with human beings are subject to making mistakes. Human beings are subject to not having morals. Yes, police need to get back to cops community operation policing. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I totally agree with that. Something definitely, I'm watching to see if the person's coming out. We definitely have to make a change with that because it's so negative right now. And the sad part about it, there are some decent police officers in the force. However, those negative ones blanket all of the good ones. Just because what people see is that uniform. That people see whoever's wearing that uniform is crooked themselves. So whenever people see that uniform, they associate it with that's a crooked cop. That's a crooked cop. Planting drugs and guns and oh my gosh, cops killing cops. They're trying to say, I don't know if you heard about it here in Baltimore, there was a police officer. They were doing this investigation. So now they're saying that this police officer actually killed himself instead of saying his partner killed him. Evidence more proved is more towards his partner killed him, which was a fellow police officer, and was it friendly fire? That police officer was scheduled to go to court and witness against a group of police officers from doing some illegal things. Lo and behold, that particular police officer is dead. Hey, Jeremy, how are you? Hi, M. Gray. How are you? I love you too. I just saw your message. How are you? It's hot here too. It's like 89 degrees and it's humid. My independent contractor job as a dealer trade driver is just the same. We could have base freight and that's it. Oh, wow. Okay, so it runs. So Tina, you're saying that's ran the same way as Uber? Very hot outside. Oh my gosh. I mean, the skies are beautiful. See, beautiful sky. But oh my gosh. And they saying we might get some rain Friday, Saturday, or Thursday and Friday. A little result from the hurricane. You know, so who knows? We'll see. The news said 103 with oh my gosh, with the heat index. Oh wow, I see you, Philly. I see you. Yes, the only difference is we drive their cars. Ah, okay. But do you have to pay for the gas, Tina? Do you have to pay for the gas? I know who too. I know who it is. Absolutely. But yeah, something has to be done. It's just a sad situation. It's a sad situation. Oh, hey, Tom. Uh-oh, look. How are you, Tom? No. Oh, you don't have to put gas in it, or you do? It's this lady, right? She driving a Jaguar. A Jaguar. What is that? What's she saying? A Jaguar. A Jaguar. And I was in the building there. I was sitting down. And she came in, stood in the middle of the floor. And I was the only African American person in there. And she stood in the middle of the floor and said, oh, we all have to sit together? And I was on my phone and I'm saying to myself, did I hear what I thought? Like, are you serious? And I just smiled and she went and sat behind the other white lady that was in the room. I said, this is 2018. I'm out here in Lutherville. And I was like, lady, are you serious right now? had just seen her again in her Jaguar. She has one of the older version Jaguar. The one that I like the older version ones. I like the way, for some reason, I like the shape. If we do buy the gas when we were out, we get reimbursed. Oh, that's pretty cool. Gonna drive 4 hours. Okay. You know, Adrian, I'm just, you know, I'm doing well, Tom. I'm doing very well. Yeah, I was on my phone. You know, sometimes you enter your phone and you hear something, you're like, and I smile like, wait a minute, is this lady for real? I mean, it's like she wanted me to look up. Yeah, I like the old Jaguars. It was like she wanted me to look up to give her attention, and I'm like, lady, oh my gosh, are you serious? I was like, how ignorant are you? Like, are you serious right now? Granted, a lot of African American people don't come here, but to blatantly stand in the middle of the floor and say it like you're saying something nice, are you serious? Hey, D, how are you? Some people are like that. They're still like that. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it because I know that that's their problem. I wasn't in harm's way. She wasn't directly in my personal space. And I have to understand that's her problem, not mine. I can sit beside whomever. You could have had jerked chicken, curried chicken. You could have put curry powder all over you, or ate some type of raw fish, or whatever nationality you're from. You know, I'll sit beside you. If you allow me to sit beside you, I'll sit beside you. But if you don't want me to, then I'll go somewhere else. I'm not the type of person that will force myself on a person. You know, you either see my heart, you see my heart. But if you don't, then you're not who I want to be around. You know what I mean? It's like, it's okay. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, Philly. Oh, wow. She come down on you. So Uber and Lyft drivers don't drive. Yeah, you know what? They're going to have to not drive because the only way I think Uber is going to listen is if we don't drive. But we got to put the money aside, or we got to focus on other gigs and wean away. You know, use the other gigs as a bridge to keep your responsibilities covered. But I just believe the only way, because they're still trying to take out more, the only way Uber and Lyft, especially Uber, is going to pay attention is when you hit them in the pockets. They don't hear nothing else. They don't hear respect, morals, equal. They don't being fair. They don't hear that. All they hear is, oh, they're not making enough money. We're not bringing in enough money. Then the investors getting upset. Why aren't your drivers working? What's going on? I'm out. So on and so forth. I'm a Hispanic male, being called names by people of my race for being so-called whitewashed. What? And being called names by whites. When it's all said and done, I am going to do me. There you go. Let people be ignorant. There you go. There you go, Colorado. You have to do it. You have to do it. And you as a Hispanic in this day and time, it just reminds me of how things were for some of us blacks when it was known that, you know, we were the people that was kind of put to the side. And now it seems to me that they're focusing on Hispanic people or people who look Hispanic. Why? For one, they're talking about illegal aliens. I never liked that word. America was built on immigrants. And like, really, looking out, if you look at our English, it's from here, it's from there, it's from here, it's from there. We don't have any original American English, because it comes from different places, because this is the United States, this is America, the melting pot. But we have continued on for so long to try to cover that up and make America to make America seem like it's this one race of people, and anyone who is not full-blooded, born and raised as Americans are no longer Americans. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's so much sweat and tears that is in the grounds of America that did not come from so-called born and raised Americans. Like, are you serious? But they're trying to change America. They're trying to make it seem like it's all this one race of people, and everybody else is considered immigrants, considered aliens, considered not full-fledged Americans. Really? Are you serious? That don't make sense. Uber and Lyft need more security, in my opinion. Well, the thing is, Jeremy, we have to have the security. They're fine. Have you seen Doc Road Run videos when he tried to get into the building? They got security right there on the outside of the door to make sure not just anybody can get in there. But when it comes to us, we can't have this, we can't have that. We are to open our 3 doors, mind you, maybe 4, to strangers. And we have nothing to protect ourselves. But you can have a person on the door. I don't know if he has a gun or not. But yet, we as drivers can't protect ourselves. I mean, think about it. You check our record. So you know if we have a history of anything. So if our record is clean, and I'm in a city or state where I can carry, why can't I carry? It doesn't make sense. Hey, the fat man, how are you? So here's the funny thing. My wife was illegal when I met her. We married and got her right with the law. Okay, I am all for the legal immigration right, but do not believe the right answer is to deport. Yeah, I agree. Law abiding, exactly. And then not only that, they're just putting, and it was the same way for blacks, and it still is. It just kind of like pushed to the side, if you will. All blacks were dumb, stupid, ignorant. All blacks were considered niggers, period, niggers. And if you look at a dictionary, nigger is a characteristic of any race. It's not just no one race. But for a long time, and it's still even now, if you say the word nigger, an African American person, a person of color, a black person will think it's being directed to them. I don't accept that word in terms of I don't embrace it to say they're talking about me. No, I've seen plenty of niggers, and they weren't my color, based upon definition. So I do not embrace that word to associate it with me or anyone who looks like me. Even though there are some niggers out there that looks like me by color, but in their characteristics, oh my gosh, like really. And they're loud with it. They're rude with it. I don't care. Like what? Yeah, that no, nah. That's not good. There needs to be fair immigration reform. I agree. Tropical storm Florence has been upgraded to a hurricane. All right, Florence, do what you do. Let's see. Hey, Casey, how are you? You still driving to Baltimore? Yeah, I am. I want to know what's your advice. I turned mine on near my apartment because it's so many times. Okay. All right. Do you have the video on how long you stay? It varies for me, Casey. Are you anywhere near Towson area? Towson, Lutherville, Hunt Valley. The reason why I'm saying those particular places, because it's harder for the buses. It takes a while for the buses to get you where they need to go. Then there are a lot of hotels and a lot of office buildings and stuff like that. Okay, you are one of the smartest people. It's refreshing to watch you, and you really thank you so much, Colorado. Appreciate you. Why not the court? If you murder someone, do you think you'll get probation? No, there are consequences to break the law. Yeah, we're not talking about people who are illegal. He said that. He said he's not talking about people who are illegal. He's saying that it should be a reform for it, and I think it really should, because there are people who are working in. Is that her? No, that's not her. That's a problem. There are immigrants, illegal immigrants, working as maids and gardeners in some of these wealthy people homes right now. Right now, okay? So, and all of them are not illegal in terms of criminals, but how they came here was not the legal way. And they haven't killed anyone. They have not used drugs. They have not done anything lawfully, criminally illegal. Okay? The only illegal thing they did was, instead of coming through the front door, they came a different way. And they came a different way to make a better life for themselves. My issue is when you're coming from a country where it's known to be drug infested, murderers, even the police officers are in cahoots with the drug dealers. And then you want to come over here to sell your drugs, because we as American will pay more for the drugs than what the people in Mexico would pay. Yeah, I have a problem with that. I definitely have a problem with that. When you're coming over here to do illegal things and you do your dirt, and the next thing you know, you're out of the way. You're not being charged for the crime you did. Yeah, but if you're coming over here, I don't care if you're coming from China. I don't care where you're coming from. If you're coming over here to make a better life for you and your child, and we have room here, why can't you come? Why can't you? What harm are you doing? Wait, what? Are you serious?
Yeah.
What'd she say?
I told you this morning that you was finished.
We called back, remember? Are you serious? You pulling my leg.
I'm serious.
You wouldn't have waited that time. That's longer than that time.
I was sitting all that time waiting.
You
He
didn't
said I called back in the back to tell him that he was here. And then all of them came back together and said, the lady came back out that took me back and said, I told him that I did everything.
And we talked to the people, and she supposed to have called her in the back, and she said you had to come back at 12:15.
She said she told you that I was supposed to come back at 12:15.
Yeah.
She said she didn't know that everything was done.
But she was acting like she called back there to talk to the tech.
She did.
She must have talked to the wrong tech.
She must be good.
That's crazy.
Just told me I could leave, everything was done. I said, I'm sitting there all this time. Damn, somebody could have been checked, man. You told me 12:15.
Some people. Okay. No, I'm not saying learn another language. I'm not saying to. Now I'm about to drive. Hold on. Not far from Towson. Okay. Hey, Bruce, how are you? No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying to learn another language. No, I'm not saying that, because there can be a lot of languages we would have to learn, not just Spanish. I mean, whatever race is over here, we have to learn their English, their language. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, when it comes to people coming over here to try to make a good life for themselves and for their family, they should have the right to do so. And of course, with that, they have to come over here to learn our language, because they're coming over here to live a better life, which means you're going to start your life here. So you need to be able to communicate with individuals here. Of course, I'm not saying if you're born and raised as Americans, now you have to speak another language based upon the race of people who are here. That would be very, very difficult. If it was not established in the beginning, like everybody has to be able to speak everyone's language right in the beginning, that would be, in my opinion, that would be very unfair to us to have to learn those different languages now, all because of you have a certain amount of people here who don't speak English. I think if you're coming over here, you should be more than willing to speak the language, because think about it, how else are you going to make that life for your family? You know, there are people out here right now in this wealthy area who have illegal immigrants here working in their yard right now, don't have papers. And do you think they're going to say something about it? Oh no. Why are they not going to say anything? Because that's messing with their money. There are a lot of people who does top quality work, but you can pay them a couple dollars and they just as happy as you paid an American $20-$25 an hour. Like with the situation with us with Uber, you got some people who are illegal immigrants over here, and if they have the opportunity to drive for Uber and Lyft for $5 an hour, they would do it with a smile, because based upon whence they came, it was rough. And to have a guaranteed $5 an hour, at least they know at the end of the day they will be able to feed their children. Whereas compared to where they are now, it's no guarantee if their child will be able to get fed, or even if they could feed themselves as individual adults. Let's see here. Deportation is only effective. Now, I can't read everything, you guys, so, feel free to talk amongst yourselves for sure. But respect each other's opinion. We're not trying to persuade anybody. You're just speaking your own truth. And yeah, we are all, subscribed to one another. We're YouTubers and so on and so forth. That doesn't mean that we believe what each one is saying. Should we go back this way? So go straight. Go straight. You see, you know the way back. Oh my God. I could have put it in the thing, but I'm using this phone. You know why you playing tricks. I know you playing tricks. What? What? Right. Oh. Yeah, I mean, why you wanting me to drive?
We pass all those cars that explode like a dumb.
No, they going into the McDonald's. They had their right. You want me to turn here?
Yeah. Which one's on my favorite?
Right. Bruce, you're so funny. A Cuban sandwich. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wait. Turn back this way. Waiting for this. Based upon our conversation, Yeah, I mean, it's a touchy subject, but it's a subject that needs to be talked about. It just, for me, it just makes me remember what I read in the different movies I've seen when it came to blacks, how if you were found anywhere, you had to show papers stating that you were free. Because if you're black, if you were black in a different area, it's like, who's your master? You know, where are your papers and things of that nature? You had to have a right to be in certain areas because of your color. And I see those who are, well, right now they focusing on the Hispanics, those who speak English, Spanish. And I can only imagine how some may feel when they're just trying to make a better life for themselves or them and their children. They don't want their child to go through what they went through. And then some people say we don't have enough space for more people over here. I think we got plenty of space, especially when we as black people, or some of us black people, are killing each other by the thousands, you know. So I'm quite sure we got the space. I don't think we'll ever run out of space of people, because somebody got to die. You know, when someone dies, someone's being born, as they say. So I believe the space is there. My thing is this: if a person is not doing anything illegal, why can't they come over and live a better life? Granted, I may be fighting for $25 an hour because I think I'm worth more than $5 an hour, and the illegal individual comes over and it's okay to they're okay doing the same job that I want $25 for. They're willing to do it for $5. I can see how that can make a lot of Americans feel bad. Absolutely. Because it's like, oh my gosh, we have nothing to negotiate with, because they're going to come, Rico and them going to come over here and do the same job that I want them to pay me $25 for, and Rico going to do it for $5. And not only that, he's more skilled than I am. But if we go straight down here, we're going to come up $6.95. Yeah, once I get down there, because that's the real estate school I went to. Because we'll start out with my $6.95 to $83.
You still gonna do it like that?
Yeah, I never went that way. You know that way?
Well, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Which way? I would have went that way, down there or up there. Oh, okay. Next time.
See what's saying west?
Yeah.
That's where you going, west. So you know this place.
Yeah, it's 83. It'll take me straight down there. Why? Yeah, I see a lot. I just went past Towson State. They are picking up pretty good. So Casey, if you're near Towson, this will be a pretty good area for you this time of day. The college students. See, my thing is, Casey, when it comes to me being online, it varies simply because if I reach my goal in a shorter time, then I'm good. So I'm not one to just be on, just do 8 hours. I'm a part-timer with this Uber and Lyft thing. So once I reach my goal, I'm good. And that can happen in 3 hours. Depends on what my goal is for that day. And I also go out there to the airport, but you have to keep in mind when it comes to the airport, you're going to sit out there at least an hour or so. So I would suggest do your city runs. And then when you go out to the airport, you use that as a time to take your break, rejuvenate, giving the car a rest, and so on and so forth. Pay bills, do whatever you got to do, and then wait for that the airport run. But keep in mind that first run could be a good one. When I say good, could be $40, $50, $60 depending, you know, or it could just be a $5 ride after you done sat there for about an hour. But what Uber and Lyft says, if you get a short run, you come back into the queue, they'll bump you up in the queue, and then they'll make sure that you get a nice, decent ride. So it's one of those things you got to do a trial and error. But if it's not working where you at, you definitely got to move to another location. That's how it is for all the drivers. I've seen drivers here from Virginia coming here to Baltimore to get some rides. So those who are out there like that, they're experiencing the same thing. And then football season is about to get back up and running again with the Ravens and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be another way of bringing in that money. But Towson is a pretty busy area. And I shouldn't be saying that on live. Whew. Anyway, yeah. It is what it is. Is that time? What is that? Oh, tar? Is that the street stuff? What is that? Is it dust? Wait a minute, so what made you leave after all that time?
They called me back up there for the second time.
I should have known that. That's not it. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Well, at least it's done. You know what I mean? You can have a lollipop now. Want your lollipop?
Thanks.
What you eat?
Didn't do wrong. Apparently, the stuff that she did had to do with the wrong too.
I guess it did.
That's what I told you. We got to do stuff now.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Time to tell once the doctor get the report and she knew what she wrote. And then she could have felt like, no, he's a black guy. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Because I know what I saw in the paperwork. Time to tell what the doctor says. If it's complete for what she wrote, then yeah. But if it's not, then they had a problem with doing that. I don't know. Did you see any males in there? I didn't see any males.
It was a black guy.
It wasn't. But was he a radiologist? How do you feel about it? Situation? Good? Fingers on you.
Take the bricks out.
Take the what out? The bricks, yeah. I forgot all about it. Trying to see where I want them in the back. I want them in a circle. I want them to be stacked on top of jump like a chimney. Because what I may do is, once it rains, I might dig up some of the other flowers and put some back there. to the index 103 today. Lord have mercy. I wanted to wash the car, but that's too hot. Don't you think so? You don't think so? Wow, you guys got a lot to say. It's autumn. I wish I could actually read it all. Y'all got paragraphs. Paragraphs. And, you know, it costs a lot of money for people to come over here to become citizens here. I didn't know it was so much money that they got to pay. They got to pay thousands of dollars to become citizens here. I didn't know that. But what do y'all say? What do you guys say about the topic in reference to not driving for Uber and Lyft? What are your views? Because something has to be done. Uber and Lyft are not going to pay attention to the drivers unless we hit them in the pockets. They're not listening to we're not being paid fairly. They're not listening to they're taking too much money out. They're not listening to are we really independent contractors or are we employees? They're not listening to that. All they're looking at is the numbers, and the numbers look good to them. Therefore, and if their investors are happy, therefore they're going to keep doing what they're doing. But if the investors don't see the turnover in cash, then they're going to come to Uber and ask Uber, okay, what's going on? Why isn't Uber bringing in this amount of money anymore? Why aren't the drivers driving? What's going on? And who knows if the investors are okay with making sure we get more, but it's going to Uber as the company. Because in some people's minds, if you don't see what's going on, they're not going to say anything. You know, they're not going to say a word. And you'll never know if your tips are being taken, if money that you should be getting is being taken, because we have no idea of tracking that. It's like a honor system when it comes to those tips. We where I used to work, we didn't punch in. It was an honor system. You just show up, you know, and not too many people can work at a job like that because in their mind, they see an opportunity to not come to work and then say that they were at work. That's not how it works. It's an honor system when you're supposed to be honest enough. When it's time for you to show up for work, you show up and you show up on time and you leave on time, not an hour or two earlier. But I understand every employer can't have a system like that with the type of employees that they have. But we, as the employees, we had morals and principles about ourselves that we respect what was asked of us. But everybody not like that, unfortunately. That's just how that is sometimes, unfortunately. Hey, Running Bear, how are you? Do you confront them or do you go straight? How's it going, Running Bear? Hey, Saray, how are you? How's the family? Oh, not all have to pay much. It depends on the country and the political circumstance. For example, survivors of trafficking and people granted asylum. Oh, okay. Wow. Interesting. My thing is, where are they getting the money from? If they're coming over here to have a good life, where are they getting tens of thousands of dollars from? You know what I mean? It's like, well, hold on, wait a minute. I don't know how that works. Unless they pretty much put their life savings, up. Meaning that's all they had. I love Tesla. Of course. It's going to be smooth once they lay this down. Ooh. Suck it now. What? Why are you hacking? Get an Uber. It's very, very cheap, and it's two of you. Oh my gosh, look, accident. That looks horrible. Oh my gosh. Wow. They were trying to hack and look. Oh, let me see what's going on here. Sorry, guys. Your day is good at work right now. Okay, kind of slow. Only to go to lunch. Yay! Oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be going to pick up the tea. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. It's best for me to get that. You know what I mean? Let me get over it. She texted me and said it was running. Wait a minute, does that sign say no turn on left? Oh my gosh, am I doing something illegal? I didn't know, officer. Let's see what this sign says. No left turn. I think it's a certain time frame. And I'm on camera. I'm not sure. I don't know what the time said something. I don't know what time it is, what time it said. Then I incriminate myself. No, it said no left. Ooh, that's a speed thing right there. I don't know if you guys know it or not, but Baltimore City, Baltimore County have all of these metal boxes. They're speed cameras. They just look like regular metal boxes that you see on the corner. Speed cameras. Some are like a beige color and they're shorter. Then some are gray and they're taller. Just to be aware, because when they make it look that way, they want you to get a ticket. They should have a sign on it, on the back of it. So before you go past it, you see it as a speed camera. And that way, if someone does speed up, you got a better chance of charging them because you have signs there that they can see and let them be able to see it even in the dark. Reflectors, you know? So I try not to let them get any of my money. I try to really abide by the traffic laws and stuff like that. That left turn is saying no left turn, but it's a certain time frame. And I don't know what the time frame was. I didn't see that part. But I don't just illegally just be doing stuff because I know that's money, and I don't want to give my money away like that. So I try to control that. I've done a lot of Ubering over in this area. I met some decent people. Some places kind of shaky in the dark time at night, well, early in the morning actually, because it's hard to see the street names, and some of these streets don't have lights. No one else talking? We stopped talking about Uber and immigration. The last message I see is from Saray. Oh, space. Take your time. You're welcome. Oh, I gotta refresh it. Oh, okay. Refresh. Is that better? It's not refreshing for